Hello everyone, my name is Sabine Lehr and I work at the Intercultural Association of Greater Victoria, or ICA, as the private sponsorship of refugees manager. The reason why you are likely on this Moodle website and watching this video, and hopefully all the other videos that we are making available, is because you are a member of a sponsoring group, one of our constituent groups, and you are sponsoring a refugee or a refugee family to come to Victoria. We have divided these videos into different themes based on an in-person training that we ran a little while ago with constituent group members. We hope that you will find the training useful and that you will have a better understanding of the whole process of sponsoring and also the settlement process once the newcomers arrive after viewing all these videos. We felt that it would be most appropriate to start off this video journey, by hearing the perspectives of a person, of a Canadian newcomer with refugee background. And we have therefore invited Maher Boidany for a conversation and to give you all some sense of what it is like to resettle to Canada following the experience of having to flee one's home country. Maher is originally from Syria and he came to Canada in 2015 through a sponsorship agreement with the World University Service of Canada. Maher, thank you very much for agreeing to share your thoughts with us this afternoon and also with all of our constituent groups.
Yeah, thank you for this opportunity.
So, Maher, what did you think when you first found out that you had the opportunity to come to Canada through this resettlement process? And what did you know about Canada? And were there any opportunities to find out more, maybe through the visa officer or through somebody else?
I was very happy once I heard that I will come to Canada. You know, it's a very big opportunity to being here. It's good universities here and good job opportunities. In light of the hard situation that I lived in Jordan, where there is no job opportunities, you have to be working illegal, and sometimes illegal will be like not related to your specific major studying in engineering or whatever. So I think it's very, very big opportunity to being here. For the informations, yeah, Canada is well-known country. It's a progressive country. It is from it's G8 country. So anyone dream to come to Canada because it's very big countries and the economic is a growth here, and mainly the information from the internet. You know, I love to read about the countries, about the history, so Canada is well known for that. And most specific information, I get it not from by the visa officer. It's by the introduction course before the departure. It's just days before the departure. And I think it's not good enough in that time because it's just days before the departure to Canada. So,
how long was that course?
It's 2 days.
2 days only.
2 days only.
Yeah.
So I think it's not enough in that time.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, are there any things, like one or two of the main things you would have hoped you would have known that somebody had told you prior to coming to Canada? Is there anything?
Yeah. The first thing, it's about the education. You know, because I have engineering bachelor, so I think I didn't know in that time that I have to be to make like what certificate equations. I just know that, okay, get a bachelor degree and I will be work here in Canada. So I just checked when I know that for engineering you have to be a certificate equation. So I recently know that I have to do this equation with the Engineering Association. I didn't know that before. And that, you know, that make a waste of time. 6 month waste of time. I didn't know this information. I know it's recently. and I think because most of Syrians that will come to Canada have in any way have a diploma or a bachelor degree in engineering or medicine or business or something. So I think we have to inform them about how to do the equations. If you are a medicine, for example, medical student, you have to do some exams. If you are engineering like me, I will have to do some exams in future to do the equation. So this is must think that I think I hope that I know that before, but yeah.
That's a really good point, and it's obviously one of the things, that many newcomers are struggling with, whether with refugee background or also immigrants.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So on the contrary, let's talk about more of the positive side of things. What did you find particularly helpful when you arrived here in Victoria? Was there anything that was particularly helpful when you arrived?
The sponsorship family members here in Victoria was so helpful. I mean, the WISC, World University Service of Canada local committee here, it's just a group of students that they are responsible for this newcomer student. So they give him the specific information about how to apply for permanent resident, how to apply for medical insurance and something like that. So those local committee, it's like the constituent group for your organization.
Yeah.
So it is just an equation for that. So I think those are very helpful. And they give you some deep insight about the law here inside Canada. Like if you want to get a bike, for example, so what you should do, you have to take this road and some signs, and so I feel that it's very, very helpful, those constituent group or the local committee groups.
Great, yeah.
So,
and what was maybe one thing that was difficult? I mean, apart from what you already talked about, the equivalencies for an engineering degree, what was particularly difficult in terms of your adjustment to Victoria and to Canada?
The particularly difficult it's because most newcomer will arrive to Canada lonely. I don't talk about the families, I talk about the individuals. They will live lonely here. So I think if there is no some group of people help this student or this individual to extend his social network, to know some friends, it will be very hard.
Right.
In first 1 week or 2 weeks, I remember, I have those friends in local committee, but I think, okay, it's not enough. It's not enough. I want someone who, some people to go outside every day in that 2 weeks, because I literally bored in that time. Yeah. So I think extend social network, having more friends, it will be so helpful for that. So that's the main difficulties I remember in the first days I arrived in Canada.
Great, yeah. So that's great advice for our groups, because of course everybody who's in the same situation is leaving behind their own friends and often other family members. Yeah. Thank you. So is there a particular piece of advice that you would give to another person who was going to resettle to Victoria? Is there anything you would say, this is the one thing you should probably be doing? What advice would you give them?
I told him that Victoria is a very beautiful city. Canada is a very beautiful country. And I think you wouldn't have to be depressed. In the first 2 months or 3 months, because there is difficulties to get a job. There's difficulties to bring your skills into Canadian skills, because there is difference, of course. So I think some person have feeling that, okay, there's difficulties, I'm depressed or something like that. So my advice is not to you don't have to depressed for job, for example. You have to apply and apply and apply. you 100 times, 150 times, you have to apply. And even you didn't have a response from the 2 application or 3 application, you have to still apply. You don't have to say, okay, I will not get a job. So this is my advice. Don't be depressed. You have to try again and again.
Right. So maybe we can say patience and persistence.
Yeah.
That's very good. I always tell our groups that as well, because they also, of course, have to have a lot of patience with the processing times that it takes for people to come, but also they're very persistent, and committed. Great. Is there anything else that you would like to share with our groups that we haven't touched upon today? Is there anything else that you would want to say to them?
I think for do a successful assimilation process here for newcomers, the constituent groups should sometimes to read about the backgrounds of those people that they arrive, what kind of habits they are bring with, what kinds of culture they are bring with. So I think this will be like deeply understand how I can deal successfully with these newcomers that have a kind of different culture, a kind of different aspects of life and something like that. So I think constituent groups should be read about background of Syrian culture, what kind of ethnicity that we have in Syria, what kind of religion that we have in Syria. So that's very important, I think. Yeah.
And that's really great advice, and I always say to the groups also to find a balance between being over-prepared, and assuming everybody is the same, because obviously there's a lot of diversity in Syria as well, but there's certain, as you say, certain basics, that apply to everyone.
Yeah.
Great. Well, Maher, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts, and I'm sure that the groups will find this very, very helpful as they are preparing to receive newcomers. And thanks to all of you for listening and for viewing, and you may now start to work through the other videos that are available on this website. And good luck with that, and enjoy.
Yeah.